What's up? Is this me right here?
This is you.
How is everyone? Oh, this is nice.
This is quite an international gathering we have here. So it is really good to finally get Brett Eldredge to C2C. Now, you came to the UK maybe 2-3 years ago. You played the Cocoa Club, I think it was?
Yeah, Cocoa Club. I walked by it a couple of days ago. And
it's actually being renovated. It's being turned over. And,
is it?
They're doing something with it.
Well, we had a good time.
But we really need you here. How many people here have actually seen Brett perform live? So there are a few. Who hasn't seen Brett perform live? So it is a good night. It's a good night. He really is one of the greatest entertainers, not just in country music. You were
thank you.
To see this guy. I saw you at Stagecoach in California.
Oh yes.
And you had them in the palm of your hand, and it was like 50,000 people there. It's incredible.
But tonight it's going to be even louder.
Right.
I can feel it.
So. Actually, some of us don't know that much about you. So do you mind just giving us a brief little introduction to yourself? Would you mind doing that?
To myself? Oh, wow. Okay, I haven't done this in a while. Listen, I come from a little town called Paris, Illinois, which is about 8,800 people, a little farming community full of great, amazing, good-hearted people. And I'm a big family guy. I got my mom, my dad, and my brother all live in Nashville. They all followed me down there and supported me with my music, and started writing songs in Nashville. And then I eventually got songs started getting recorded by other artists, and then suddenly, not suddenly, I wish it was suddenly, but it took a while, and I got a record deal with Atlantic Records, and I was off to the races. And now, 9 years later, or whatever it is, I'm sitting here on my second trip and my first C2C, and going to play in front of 20,000 people here in London tonight, and I'm just over the moon about this. I'm so excited.
Well, so are we. You missed out several #1 records and things like that.
I'm so bad at telling I'm bad at telling the highlights of this song was a hit, this song, but it's gone really well, and a lot of people have stuck with me along for the ride. My first two songs my first song went to number 23 in the chart. It's called Raymond. I wrote about my grandmother who had Alzheimer's, and that really taught me how to write a song from the heart. And then my second song didn't even chart, and then all of a sudden I got really driven to go and write what would be my first record, and Don't You was my first #1, and then Mean to Me and Beat of the Music. And
we'll hear a few of these.
Yes.
Hopefully. That's good.
Yes.
So let's get the question. We'll start with this gentleman now.
Pip.
Pip.
How are you? Good to see you, Pip.
Good to see you again. When we talked just before Christmas, we were talking about how you were going to focus on songwriting and getting the next album together this year. I was wondering, where are you now at that stage, a few months off?
I've focused on, I guess, in the last, several months, I've focused on songwriting, I've focused on myself, I've focused on getting in the right place, to take this career where I want to go for the rest of my life and really feel good about it. And I'm in the best place I've ever been, creatively and personally, and so I think it's really starting to show as I've been writing just nonstop for the last few months, and really finding what I want to say and truly, not leaving anything out, and making every song mean something to a depth that really I can look back and say, man, that record, that was every piece of me, and I'm just digging deep, and it's the best I've ever felt as a songwriter, as a creator, and now it's given me new fuel to get up on stage too, and to get in front of everybody. I'm excited that the year's starting off this well, and it's gonna make for an awesome project and an awesome year.
Very good, gentleman in the front row there. I'm sorry. There, I took you
Hi, Brett. Tommy from UK Country News. We're so excited.
Good to see you, Tommy.
You too. I was wondering what the biggest difference for you is when you're looking out there on stage between a US audience and a British audience.
Yeah. Well, I've only had the one experience, but I can say this: and it's pretty I'm feeling a lot of artists up here today when you talk to them, because there's not a lot of time you talk to other artists about every crowd or whatever, but I've come into the C2C, I've been hearing the hype about it for a long time, and when I played here the last time, I just noticed how the respect and the depth of a body of work for an album and everything was with the crowds here in the UK, and it felt so amazing, because I love to sing the number 9 track that was never a single and have everybody singing their hearts out. So I think it's just the respect is definitely noticed by us artists, especially me, and I don't take that for granted.
Carly Pearce said almost exactly the same thing last night on Bob Harris's show on Radio 2.
Oh yes,
it's that respect for the whole.
It is. It's an amazing feeling. I've been chomping at the bit to play this show tonight, so I will be up there fully ready for everybody, and I'm going to give them everything I got, and I'm fully certain they're going to do the same out there in the crowd.
So we're over here now.
Hi Brett, good to see you.
How are you?
All right, thank you. It's Caroline from Country London.
Yes.
One of the questions that most of our followers are asking us at the moment is, now that you're doing C2C, have you got any plans in the pipeline to come back and do any more solo UK shows?
Yes, I do. I don't know the dates, but I do know that I've talked with my team, and I want to make this something that I want to commit to coming here very often, and so we're already making plans. I can't say when because I don't know. I don't really ever know where I'm going tomorrow, but I do know that the main thing is that this is something that I want to do for the rest of my career, is come over here and play, and I'm just so inspired to get over here. And so I would say in the near future we'll be putting something out there of how we're making our return after C2C.
Hi, my name is Allie Forti with Single Magazine.
Hi Allie, how are you?
I'm very good, how are you?
I'm great.
Wonderful. So today is International Women's Day. Which country female artist and non-country female artist inspires your music?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say which country female artist and non-country inspires my music, as we said. Oh man, there's so many. I would, you know what I was listening to the other day that I think is one of the greatest songs, and the way that she makes me feel when I hear her sing it is Bonnie Raitt's I Can't Make You Love Me. That song is so powerful in her voice, and just the sheer emotion, and just the fact that she is completely original in her own art and her own self is just the coolest thing. So I've been trying to figure out how to write a song to the level of I Can't Make You Love Me. I don't know if there's one that can beat that song, but there's so much emotion. So I would say that's and just the soulful voice that she has, I think it's incredible. I will say this about Taylor Swift, because I toured with her when I was first getting going. She kind of gave me a big start that I needed. I was on my 3rd single, which was Don't Ya. I was playing it in bowling alleys, and I was just trying to get my start playing any event that I could. I played a Mongolian grill at some point where everybody was serving themselves noodles and all this stuff. And so I was at a stage where I needed that next boost, and Taylor gave me that boost to take me on her Red tour. And it was just incredible to see the kind of performer and writer and person that she was, and I got to be around that whole experience, and I think that where her magic is her honesty with her music, and it's obviously why it's gotten such a crazy level. So I've also been very inspired by her.
Hi Brett, I'm Manny from Wizard Radio.
Hi Manny.
And we talked very briefly yesterday.
Yes.
I said, thank you so much for being so outspoken about anxiety and mental health. And I think it's something that's it's pretty rare for people to be so open about things that they're vulnerable about. Obviously in music people do, but to talk specifically about mental health is a big deal. So what made you decide that you wanted to tell people, and also thank you?
Yeah, so you bet. Thank you for saying that. My experience through the years is to just, I'm very good at hiding that I mean, right now I feel actually great, but so I'm not like freaking out, but I'm good at making it seem like everything's perfect. But I think that's what a lot of us are doing in the world is and not really facing that it's okay to be anxious about stuff, and it kind of makes you feel like you're going crazy sometimes, but you're not. It's the most human thing to have anxiety. And so I had dealt with it and still deal with it. I mean, you always have it, but it doesn't have you, And so I used to almost pass out before I go on stage because I would be building up to this thing, and still no one would ever know. But I wanted to be a voice to tell people it's normal, and here's what I am doing and have done to deal with that. And the freeing sense that gives, not only to help me deal with it, but also hopefully someone out there is listening to help them through it and see that it's completely human, and you're going to make it through it. And it's also opened up my music and my writing, especially recently, in such a deeper level. And when you can be vulnerable, the whole world's going to feel it and realize we're all just humans in this together trying to get through, and I want to be a voice to do that.
Hi, Brett. James Bacon, Living Magazine.
Hi, James.
The Bobby Bones Show trademarked you as Mr. Christmas this year. Globe's been such a success. Was that kind of unexpected career deviation?
Was it unexpected, that you said?
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the record that I have been wanting to make since I was probably 5 years old, when I heard my dad play Bing Crosby, White Christmas, and on the tape player in the car. So remember that. But I just have such a respect for the classic, big band sound, and it's a huge part of me. So it influences everything I do, from me as a person to my music, to the way I hit the stage, to the way I feel when I go on stage. And so I knew that there's no way that I would make this record one day. And I felt that I could make it something special, but when I got in there, it's still a whole different world, for me. I mean, to go cut a record with a giant orchestra, and you walk in the room, and it's kind of intimidating, and I've heard the first punch of the horns, and I like blew my hair back almost, and just the feeling I got, I was like, oh, this is it.
This is Brett's Christmas record, Glenn, yes, which is going to keep going every Christmas, I think.
Yes.
It came out in 2016, but then last year there was a deluxe edition. And this is Meghan Trainor is on there with Baby It's Cold Outside.
Our first number one together, actually.
So it's like you can have a whole other career with Christmas here.
Well, I'm fine with that.
No one has asked about your current single, Love Someone, which just might be connected to someone who's very special to you. Is Edgar with you on this tour?
Oh, I wish. It's a long flight. It's my mom and dad are watching. Edgar's my dog, and he is he's a big part of my life out here on the road, and he's in the video of this song.
He's in the video, and you give him special treats, do you?
Yeah, he gets a big pile of steak, which shooting a music video with your dog has got to be every dog person's dream, because the video is the dream of Edgar's. So he's having a shower of tennis balls falling on his head. He's jumping up in the sky, and he's riding in a sidecar of a motorcycle with me with goggles on. And it was fun to have that perspective and letting him be the star of the video, and I get to sit in the background a little bit. But it was just a song. It's a song that's simply about having somebody there for you and putting a smile on your face. It wasn't written about my dog, but it makes sense for that too. But it's written about just having somebody you love, the simplicity of love, and how when you really break it down, just having somebody that can laugh at you when you dance like a goof and love you for who you are, and it sure feels good to love someone that will do that for you.
So we really only have time for one more question, but because you've got a show tonight.
I guess I have a show. I heard that at least.
So, later that, yes.
Hi, Brett.
Hi there.
My name's Margaret. I'm from UKCountryRadio.com.
Hi, Margaret.
It was lovely to speak to you yesterday, so thank you for stopping.
Glad to.
A bit of a personal question. You say that you're the best health personally. And what I wanted to know is, what's next on your bucket list personally?
My what list?
Bucket list.
Oh, bucket list. Ooh, that's a good question. I've done a lot of bucket list kind of things that I'm completely scared of. I was very scared of heights, so I went skydiving. That was for my first number one. And then I went shark diving without a cage, so I did that. Still alive here to play a show somehow. My next thing, that's a great question. I want to go on a safari. I want to do that soon. That's probably towards the top of my bucket list, go on a safari. I've been wanting to go to Australia for a while. I'm about to go down there. So I'm always looking for something to push myself out of my comfort zone, because that's where you find life and everything around there. So I think those are a couple of things I want to do.
So thank you very much. Have fun in Glasgow and Dublin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.